Hey, what's up YouTube? This is CaptainChurrr and welcome to my episode 6 of how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. Today we're doing one of my favorite decks. It's Fluffal Frightfur. As always, read each card effect in its entirety so you understand what each card does. Help you avoid misplays. I'll quickly go through the deck, just briefly explaining certain cards, and then I'll show you how it plays. So let's get into it. We got one Allure of Darkness, just one. We only run 4 targets. Only got 4 dark monsters, and I don't mind banishing the sabers because it's not the end of the world if you do. It's really important that you keep drawing in this deck. It's really powerful. Even if you just have the chance to draw one card, that could be the difference between winning in one turn and not winning in one turn. So, and also, you know, you've got King of the Swamp. You can substitute this card for any one fusion material monster, but the other fusion material monster must be correct. So we don't have a problem with banishing sabers if we have to. And you know, a lot of darkness is not going to be dead in your hand, because you know, Fluffal Dog can search the sabers and they can banish the sabers, or you know, we run free Edge Chain, so eventually we're going to see it and we can easily have this card live. Then we got 3 Brilliant Fusion for the Gem Knight Seraphonite, because that's 2 normal summons. Then we got Foolish Burial, Frightfur Factory, Frightfur Fusion. When we resolve this card, we want to bring out Frightfur Wolf, and that should be for game. You definitely want to use this card when you got a lot of material or Fluffal monsters in your graveyard. Then we got 2 Instant Fusion, 3 Poly. So my original deck profile I had Fusion Substitute, but for the sake of this video, 3 Poly, just based on the feedback from that video. I understand that a lot of new players are coming onto my channel. They got really confused with Fusion Substitute, so they searched the Fusion Substitute, but I'm guessing most of the material, like most of the Fluffal monsters were in their hand and they didn't have chain or sabers on the field, so that didn't allow them to use the Fusion Substitute. But it should never be dead in your hand like that, but just for the sake of this video, got Poly at 3. Then we maining Raigeki, just help the new players, and it just wipes the board, so you're not wasting time, or I shouldn't say time, but you're not wasting a lot of Fluffal monsters to make Tiger, so you can blow up, you know, a lot of cards. Like if your opponent's got 2 monsters and 2 back row, and you use 4 materials to make the Tiger, Raigeki, you can just wipe your monsters, and then you can just use less fusion materials to make the Tiger for the back row if you need to deal with back row. And then you got Toy Vendor. You discard 1 card, draw 1 card, and you reveal it. And if it's a Fluffal monster, special summon it, or special summon 1 monster from your hand. Or if it's not a Fluffal monster, you can discard the card you drew. And if this card is sent to your graveyard, you can add 1 sabers or 1 Fluffal monster from your deck to your hand. So it's not once per turn, so really good. Then we've got 3 Twisters for back row. Back row hurts this deck, so gotta get rid of it. Then you got Upstart Goblin for consistency. Got the Gem Knight Garnet, the target for Brilliant Fusion. Edge Chain searches your factory and your Frightfur Fusion. Then you got Sabers. 3 Fluffal Bear searches your Toy Vendor. Fluffal Cat recycles your polymerization when it's used as a fusion material. 3 Fluffal Dog, it's the main searcher of the deck, searches your Fluffal or your Sabers, and you add it from your deck to your hand. The card you definitely want to see first turn, Fluffal Owl, searches your polymerization. Fluffal Sheep helps you extend combos. Fluffal Wing, so if you resolve this card's effect, you're basically getting 3 cards from your deck to your hand. So to have this resolve this card's effect, if this card is in your graveyard, you control Toy Vendor, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Fluffal monster in your graveyard. So an additional Fluffal monster has to be in your graveyard. Banish it, and if you do draw 1 card, then you send 1 Toy Vendor you control to the graveyard, and if you do, draw one card. So you draw 2 cards off it, and then since Toy Vendor hits the graveyard, you get to search. So really powerful, and it's really easy to get that effect off. Like if you have Fluffal Bear and Fluffal Wings, you know, discard Fluffal Bear to search Toy Vendor, and then you discard the wings through Toy Vendor's effect. Then you got the conditions right there. Then free King of the Swamp. You can substitute this card for any one fusion monster or material monster, but the other fusion material monsters must be correct. And also the main reason why it's in the deck, you discard this card to the graveyard and add 1 poly from your deck to your hand. So that's the main deck. Extra deck, you got Norton, free Sabertooth. So if you make this card with 3 or more fusion materials, it can't be destroyed by battle card effects. Also, all Frightfur monsters gain 400 attack, and when it's fusion summoned, you can pretty much monster reborn a Frightfur monster from your graveyard onto the field. Then you got Frightfur Sheep. You can make it for free with instant fusion. When this card battles, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. So you definitely, if you have a board for OTK and you got sheep on the field, you want to attack with sheep first. So just in case your opponent has like a random Gauze or Battle Fate in their hand, you don't want any effect activating, and this guarantees damage if you do it that way. And also when this card is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effects, you can special summon it and it comes back with 800 attack. So the interesting part of its effect that I will highlight is if this card is destroyed by battle. Now if your opponent had like a card like, let's just say Dark Magician for example, right? Dark Magician is 2500 attack and sheep is 2000 attack. You can crash the sheep to the Dark Magician, you'll take 500 damage, but then sheep special summons itself on the graveyard and it'll come back with 800 attack, so it'll be 2800, and then you attack you'll be able to get over the Dark Magician. And then you got 2 Tiger, Frightfur Tiger, and then you can target cards on the field up to the number of fusion materials used for its fusion summon and destroy them. So if you use 3 cards to make Tiger, you can pop 3 cards on the field. If you use 6 cards to make Tiger, you can pop 6 cards on the field. So it's pretty this is the main card you want to make first when you go into your Frightfurs. It just helps you clear the board, so it's just a clear pathway for the OTK. And all Frightfur monsters you control gain 300 attack for each Fluffal monster or Frightfur monster you control. Really powerful. So like I had a board where I had 3 Sabertooth. So since I got 3 Sabertooth, that's 400, 400, 400 additional attack. So, and then you got Frightfur Tiger that gets 300 attack for each Fluffal monster. And then you got Wolf, so that's, I had like, that was my board, Wolf, Tiger and 3 Sabertooths, and I got each monster over 5000 attack. Crazy. And then Wolf is like the same with Tiger. Like if you used 3 cards to make Wolf, you can attack 3 times. If you use 6 cards to make Wolf, it can attack 6 times. So this is the card you want to make with Frightfur Fusion, because Frightfur Fusion summon 1 Frightfur monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard. So you definitely want to, after you make your board, and that's when you want to use Frightfur Fusion, when your graveyard is filled with a lot of Fluffal monsters, and that ensures game. Then Gemknight Seraphonite for the double normal summon, Barkion, Beast, Trish. So I got Glow Bulb in the side deck, and it's just, you know, if you know you're going first, you side in the Glow Bulb, and you know, if you open Glow Bulb, Fluffal Dog and Brilliant Fusion, you can make Beast and Barkion. That's kind of like really the only decent first turn play you can make besides Sheep and Sabertooth. Then you got Trish. You can make Trish with Norden, Fluffal Dog, Glow Bulb, Castell, spot removal, and then Fairy Chairgirl for the draw one card. You can make it with Fluffal Dog, Instant Fusion, and Instant Fusion brings out Norden. Norden's a fairy and Fluffal Dog's a fairy. And yeah, that's the extra deck. And just quickly side deck, 2 Kaiju Slumber for the board wipes, 3 Martial Strike if you know you're going first and you're playing against decks like Monarchs, Magic Spectres, or if you are going first, definitely want to put it in so your board that you set up doesn't get Kaiju'd. Then you got 3 Evic Veiler, it stops Monarchs, it stops Mirrormels, you know, stuff like that. And then you got Gamacell, Glow Bulb, Humongous, 3 Maxi, gotta have 3, and then you got Radiant. So I have the Gamacells normally a standard choice for Kaijus, but the reason why I got Humongous and Radiant's a dark, so you can banish it off Allure of Darkness to draw the 2, and then Humongous, sorry, my tongue got twisted. So Humongous, I got the low attacking Kaijus because I don't necessarily want them on my side of the field. It's just like I just need a low attacking Kaiju so I can, you know, say if your opponent's got cards like Crystal Wing and Cyber Dragon Affinity, you can Kaiju them, and since they're not the high attacking ones like Chizukiru or you know the other ones like they are 3000, you know, stuff like that. It's just easier to attack over these ones. So that's why I run these certain Kaijus. And yeah, that's pretty much the side deck. It's not really like a side deck for the meta. So like Master Strike helps you first turn, and the rest, and Glow Bulb, but the rest of the cards is like it helps you OTK. You know, you got Kaijus for the board wipes, got Vic Veiler to stop your opponent from making big boards. And then you know the Kaijus just deal with any board your opponent can make, and then you got the Maxi, so you know you just keep drawing if they, you know, decide to spam first turn, and these are the cards that help you, you know, OTK. So that's the deck, and I'll show you how it plays, and I'll see you there. And we are back. So the cards you want to open with is, you definitely want Brilliant Fusion, always want Brilliant Fusion, and you want to open with Fluffal Dog or have a way to get to Fluffal Dog. So we got Bear, we got Wings, but we can get Wings through into the grave through Brilliant Fusion. And also Brilliant Fusion, the actual spell card, you can discard spell cards, and it gives Giraffe Knight its original attack. So we discard the Toy Vendor, and since Toy Vendor is sent to the grave, you can search a Fluffal monster, and that's how we got our dog. And we can use Fluffal Bear to search the Toy Vendor. And now we got Wings and Bear in the graveyard, so you can activate Wings effect. So now we draw 2 cards and then we search 1 card. So it's basically adding 3 cards from our deck to our hand. Normal dog searches the L, and then normal the L, and L will give us another poly. So we've got 2 polys, we've got Sabers, we've got Instant Fusion, we've got Frightfur Fusion. Right now it's game. It's game unless your opponent can stop it, stop the Tiger, or even stop any of the plays that we did previously. Like our opponent's back row was like Solemn Strike or Solemn Warning. That's the only way it stops, but if they can't stop these plays before we made our Tiger, they can't stop the Tiger's effect, it's game, it's always game. So we use Instant Fusion to bring out the Sheep. Now Sheep can't attack when it's brought out with Instant Fusion, but we just bring out Sheep that way, use it as a way to get Sabertooth out, and then Sabertooth brings it back and it undoes the Instant Fusion restriction, so now it can attack. Then we use the Frightfur fusion, banish all those materials. So I'm pretty sure it's like 5 materials. Yeah, it was 5 materials, so now Wolf can attack 5 times. And we got a whole board where, you know, Tiger's over 3,000 and Sabers is 4,000, Gem Knight's 2,000, Sheepers should be 3,000, so is Wolf. And a Wolf can attack 5 times, so that's really, it's a spam deck. You just spam out your fusions and, you know, just attack the game. So, why wouldn't you like this deck? This is why I like this deck. It's just really fun. I find this deck really fun. It incites a lot of rage. And yeah, it's really simple. Like, here's a 3-card combo where you can get this board or better boards, and all you need is Brilliant Fusion, Fluffal Dog, and Fluffal Bear. If you have those 3 cards, you can do this board easy every time. And if you open with additional cards, it just makes the combos even better. I'll show you again. There's another example. So you open with Fluffal Dog and Fluffal Bear and a Foolish and King of Swamp, so it's a really good hand. Every time you see Fluffal Dog, it's always good. Now we got the Foolish, we send the Wings, so it's really easy. See, it's just the same thing over and over again. So you got the Toy Vendor, you got Bear and Wings in the graveyard. And we sent the Toy Vendor from our hand. And that allows us to search for the Sabers, and then now we get to pretty much just draw 3 cards. And one of the cards was Instant Fusion and Agent Chain, and we searched the Fluffal Cat, so we're about to go bonkers right now. So we make Gem Knight Seraph Knight, and we are going to normal summon Fluffal Dog. Fluffal Dog's gonna search the Owl, normal the Owl to get the other polys. So now we got 3 polys, and if we use Fluffal Cat as a fusion material, we get to recycle a poly. So now we got 3 polys pretty much. We'll make Tiger with 2 materials, and Tiger can pop 2 cards on the field. Just clear the board so the path's open for the decay. Cat's effect chains, add poly back to our hand. And now we make Sheep, because we've got the Edge and Chain in our hand. And then you got Sheep, and we've got 2 other Fluffal monsters still on the field. And that allows us to make the Sabertooth with the 3 materials, so it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. And also, since Edge and Chain hit the field, we're able to search the Frightfur fusion. So Sabertooth brings back Sheep, and then we just drop the Frightfur fusion to make Wolf again. And this time it's 6 materials. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 6 materials. So pretty much just got the same board. Really powerful. I love this deck, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If you got any questions, just comment below if you don't understand certain things about this video. And yeah, see you in the next episode. Will be Cosmo, episode 7. So look forward to that, and I'll see you there. Peace.